If your rating on Trustpilot, Google, or other review platform is stuck below 4.5 and you're sending thousands of review invitations but get barely anything back, then this video is going to show you why this happens and how to fix it with a few simple tweaks to invitation process. And I know this because we already helped more than 50 D2C commerce brands to collect over 200,000 verified reviews, improve the rating across multiple platforms, and rank high in search results. For example, God Saves Queens, a fashion brand that when we started with us, we had only 2.7 trust score. And in just 30 days, we got the average score to 4.0, and now it sits at 4.3. A large retailer in Denmark, Intersport, we were managing campaign themselves, and we are getting barely any reviews. In just 2 weeks, we got them more verified reviews than we got in 9 months before. And another brand, All Pro in UK, we started with just 3.7 trust score, and in just 30 days, we got it to 4.0, and now the rating sits at 4.3 across multiple platforms, not just Trustpilot, but Google and Yotpo as well. So even for these brands are across different countries and industries, the method I'm going to show you will work the same for all of them, and it's going to work for your brand as well. The reason your rating is stuck below 4.5 is not because of your brand or your products. It's because you're using a broken invitation engine. So, for example, even if you're paying Trustpilot enterprise fees, you still have zero flexibility how invitations go out. And customers that had a delayed order and support issue and we receive an invitation, we are very likely to leave you a negative review. So it means they're literally asking customers to leave you negative reviews. And to fix this, you need to fix your review engine by optimizing your volume, recency, and average rating. And we do it in 4 steps. Let's see how it works. In step 1, we first create your segments where we exclude any customers that had a bad experience, either support issue or delayed delivery, or have issues with products. Let's see how segments are configured in the app. So once I open a segment here, we can see that it's targeting based on geolocation to make sure they personalize the emails. Then we want to avoid any issues with delivery, so we're targeting when order is likely to be delivered. And of course, we exclude any tickets that have been left by customer because that tends to be correlated with more negative reviews. And there could be other criteria that's specific to your brand we could also use in the app. In step 2, we want to make sure that we're using verified invitation links because if you're using unverified ones, first thing the conversion rate will be 1 to 2% or lower uh, because customer has additional friction to leave your review and you won't be able to track how well your campaigns are performing, so you cannot optimize them. Let me show an example. So here is an example email which is sent by Stacktom, so we can customize it fully based on the brand. And the most important thing is this button, which allows to insert the verified link to Trustpilot, for example. Once I click the link, I'll get redirected to a verified form. And here I can just leave a review and immediately it's gonna get submitted. So there's no additional friction. In contrast, if you use a static link, this is an example of a static link. So here, it's not enough to just leave a review because if you scroll down below, if I try to enter something, I would need to have an account or log in or create an account. Plus, these reviews tend to be moderated more by Trustpilot because they are unverified to begin with. In step 3, we want to avoid negative reviews if possible. So we can do that with segmentation, as I showed before. But if you do get negative reviews, you want to make sure that we can identify customers. So that's important that we are receiving a verified invitation links. And then we can segment customers that have a negative review and target those where the issue was resolved. We rely on our support team to resolve the issue, and then we put them in a follow-up campaign to ask to change the review or remove it. In some cases, we can also offer some incentive to make it more enticing. And this way we can resolve up to 20 to 30% negative reviews. And let me show you an example. So in Stackton, we have campaigns called Recovery. And here we can target customers based on the reviews that we left. So for example, I can select a response to respond to customers that left a 1 to 3 stars. And I can also segment them. So for example, we can have a segment, as I mentioned, for customers where we match where issue was resolved. And then we send a response campaign and ask them to change the review. And after we change the review, we automatically send them like a thank you email, or in some cases, an incentive if you offered them to begin with to help us out here. Last but not least, we want to optimize campaigns continuously. So not just blast same email to everyone, but we want to test templates, which ones are performing better, which subject lines get more opens, to maximize the review volume. In Stacktom app, we have campaigns where we can customize different templates. So for example, I can choose one or multiple email templates to test, and the same goes for subject lines. So I have ability to test them, for example, in here 50-50, and see which one is performing better. And we can also see a report. So in this case, I can see 2 subject lines, and I can see the first one has more open rates. And it's not just people are more opening your emails, but also be leaving more reviews, because it's important that the better your email metrics, the more your reviews you're going to receive. And in this case, this is actually a standard subject line, which tends to be used by Trustpilot. And if you don't know this, you're likely leaving some reviews off your table because it's not well optimized in some cases. And in our case, if you see that one subject line is outperforming, we can just remove that and use the winning one. And this way we optimize the number of reviews we get. Where on platforms like Trustpilot, you don't get this option to test different subject lines or templates. You have to guess basically which one is working better. So here is one case study from a brand. We tested this from last year. When we came to us, we had 20,000 orders per month, and we were stuck getting only 25 reviews a month. And the rating was just 4.1. And after we implemented all these 4 steps, we immediately got to 100 reviews per month, and the rating jumped to 4.3, actual trust score. And now our rating is 4.5, and we have almost 4,000 reviews. So basically, you have 2 options. One, you can keep doing what you're doing right now, use generic campaigns and verified reviews, accept that your conversion rate will be 1 to 2%, or pay Trustpilot 5 figures a year or more, and hope that this is gonna get you more reviews, even if it's not optimized campaigns. And option 2, you can use just Stacktom, where we optimize those 4 steps that I show you, like segmentation, the A/B test, can A/B test everything, and usually in the first 30 days, your rating going up while decreasing costs. This works alongside what you have already, so you don't need to cancel your Trustpilot plan, don't need to change how your orders are structured, or need to create any additional flows. Stacktom just works on top of your existing setup. And on top of that, because we replace a lot of parts that you usually pay for like enterprise plans, so clients tend to save up to 80% of a review platform fees. So if this looks relevant to your brand and you like to see how it could work exactly, then just book a demo with me, and we'll go through your specific situation. We will see what is your order volume, what is your rating goals, and I'll tell you immediately if this is possible to achieve using Stacktom. Thanks for watching.